I kind of like to ride a different bus every night depending on my mood. Like if I'm depressed, I enjoy being around other depressed people. And happy people, they friggin' depress me, you know?
Alright, so we're back. We're just at Lance's apartment where Lance touched the crow and I think it died. You don't really know how it died, but it died by accident. And she gets pissed and I guess she throws something and shatters a mirror. And then all of a sudden, Lance starts talking about, I don't know if this is fantasy again. Whether or not this is real or not, don't fucking know. But they're sitting around smoking a couple cigs and he's like, oh, we can take a plane. And she keeps repeating that in her mind, like we could take a plane. So I don't know whether or not that's significant. Well, it probably is, because she probably just does want to fucking take a plane and get away from this shithole that is her life. And he's like, oh, I had a car, but I fucking smashed it. And all of a sudden, I guess he sells some sort of drugs. I don't know. It never goes into that part in the movie, but this big-ass, fat, fucking Mexican guy comes in and he's like, Lance, you owe me shit, but he tells her to hide first. And then he starts beating up on Lance because, you know, he's like, oh, I don't fucking do this, you're a fucking bitch, you know, you shouldn't fucking, you know, try to fuck me over and shit like that. And so since this makes more sense, since Lance said he wouldn't hurt a fucking fly, that he's getting beat up, you know? And he's kind of like a little pussy, maybe you could say. So I believe that the other part was fantasy because of that. Alright, so Lance is there, and all of a sudden Tracy's like whimpering, doing that whole, oh my god, I'm scared thing. And the guy says, what do you have here? You got fucking pussy, you know, stuff like that. Pulls her out. Tracy decides to have a fake seizure, and he's like, I don't give a shit, you know, pussy is pussy, or something like that. And that also repeats in her mind. Because, remember, a couple days ago, or maybe just the last day ago, some guy just used her for sex, and this guy's trying to rape her, you know? So she's just not having it, so she decides that she's gonna take a fucking can of beans and just cut his fucking throat right open, which was pretty cool. And you know, she just runs, like, and it's so fucking true, because when shit like that happens, you get the fuck out of Dodge. You don't fucking hang around and see what the fuck is okay. So the first thing she grabs is a fucking sheet, because she has no top on. But there's no nudity in this movie, so she has no top on anyway. And so that's all she has to cover herself. So she runs, and everything is repeating in her mind, everything that fucking happened, you know, from the therapist, from Sonny losing her brother, Sonny, from her parents, you know, saying that she's fucking crazy, to everything with Billy Zero and the fucking guys, just, you know, over and over, and she's like, fuck you.
About the pussy in this. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I love you.
She's so fucking like frustrated with the world, and that's what teenagers want to say, like, to the whole fucking world, like, fuck you. And she ends up on the fucking bus, and throughout there, and then she comes back, and then Billy Zero says, hey, Tracy, and she just walks past him. So at that moment, she is different. Anyway, at that moment, she is completely different. And she has changed, and she has evolved. And the fragments here, it's like a symbolism on the dress. I don't know if you can see that. But that shower curtain being as the last thing that she wore, like that last, like, you know, war or whatever, like, out of that whole fucking ordeal, you know, it becomes like her new skin. Like, she's carrying everything that just happened to her. So now, that was the movie. It is not cohesive. It's all over the place, and that's why it's fun. Just use your mind and try to put yourself in her position and just kind of try to pinpoint why things are important. You know? Like things like her mom, like, smashing the mashed potatoes back and forth.
Oh, I know what you're doing, you stupid, ugly, bitch-strike fuck-ass!
Because, oh, her mom is just being over dramatic and she doesn't want to eat, and makes it feel even more bad. And there's a moment in the movie where, in her fantasy world, she retaliates against her mom, and she's like, I know what you're doing, you fucking bitch, you fucking cunt ass, blah, 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 a whole bunch of slew of obscenities. And it's pretty cool, because that's what we really want to do in those moments, you know? Us teenagers, well, if you're really that fucked up, if you've ever been fucked up in your life, I know how I have, your head is like your worst enemy. And it just keeps repeating and repeating and repeating, and it tortures you and over and over and over again. And you try to fix it, but sometimes you just can't. Like, she couldn't. She didn't find her brother. And there was also a moment in the movie where she calls her mom in a phone booth. Well, it's Canada, people. We don't have phone booths here. I don't know wherever the fuck you guys are. I'm in New York. No fucking phone booths. And, so she calls her mom, and she's like, Mom, and her mom hangs up on her. And she's just like, fuck, fuck, fuck. And she just keeps on hitting that shit. It's crazy. But, yeah. So here we go. How we're going to grade this movie. This movie will be a 5 out of 5. It's a 5. Honestly. It really is. It really is that good. It makes you feel like you're a fucking therapist and you're trying to figure out what the fuck went wrong in her life. You know? You're trying to pinpoint that point. You can only speculate, but you don't know until the very end. It's like a therapy session. If you've ever been to therapy, you know you don't really say anything, like that. You don't really go, well, da-da-da, this happened, this happened, this happened. This is why I'm fucked up. No, you don't really do that. You kind of just go around, different stories in your head and say, well, la, 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 and things that seem to have no difference, but the fact that you focus on it and the fact that it bothers you says a lot about you. So this movie really lets you go into her head and really try to diagnose her for herself. For yourself. It's that good. You could really just sit down and think about every decision she makes. You really could. But I have no time to do that. Like I said, I'm not going to go and, be anal about this. I already was fucking anal going around the whole fucking storyline. But that was the only way I can do this. This movie is a 5 out of 5. If you don't have it in your collection, it's easy to find. Go buy it. If you love independent and you've never seen it, this is a movie you've never seen before. Not because you've probably never seen it before, but the way it's filmed with the frames and the way it's edited. It only took 14 days to shoot, but it took 5 to 6 months of editing. Because they put different fragments everywhere. And not only that, they had to work and think at the certain scene, what is important to Tracey at this scene. So you have to do this and this and this. So it took about a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of understanding of the character to be able to get the effect that they did with this movie. So it's worth buying. It's a buy, keep it, treasure it, because this is a movie that's a gem. You probably won't see anything like this ever again, because this is great. It takes you away from the predictable shit and puts you in another level. And this movie is the other level. I guess it was Academy Award nominee, and hell, it's a pretty damn good movie. Now, if you want to check it out, of course, take a trailer look, and I think I'll insert some clips into this, maybe, if I want to have some fun. But as for now, this is the end for me, and this is the conclusion of the Tracey Fragments. And once again, pick this motherfucker up. If you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. If you love it, if you love shit like this, you really should. I cannot stress that enough. It's a great, great film. Anywho, my next review will be Hard Candy, because, hey, I love Ellen Page. Why not have some more? Everything she does is great. Might as well get some more. Comment, subscribe, and rate. And all that other good shit. Everybody, I hope you're having a good weekend. I think I'm going to be snowed in here in New York, but hope it doesn't happen over there. Bye.
The other day, something happened. I came to certain realizations. I can't tell you what. Or you'll end up like me, on this bus, looking for someone.